What's up, everybody? I'm back at y'all with another video. Now for this one, we're going to talk about the best horror soundtracks. Now, a lot of people might agree with this about this list, and a lot of people might not. So, yeah, first off, I want to talk about Friday the 13th, which is that ain't even a good soundtrack to me. But they still got some good movies in Friday the 13th franchise. They do got some good movies, but this is that the soundtrack of Friday the 13th this wasn't good. Wasn't good. Soundtrack was trash to me, but the remake had a good soundtrack. The remake of Friday the 13th actually had a good soundtrack. Like, it was amazing. But, a lot of the other movies didn't have a good soundtrack. So, yeah. Now let's talk about the best horror soundtracks. But Friday the 13th, did have some good kills. And some of the movies were actually good. Some of them. But, yeah, so the soundtrack could be good and the movie could be... No, the soundtrack could be trash and the movie could be good. That's how it normally works most of the time. So yeah, now we'll talk about the best horror soundtracks. Now, starting off with A Nightmare on Elm Street. That soundtrack is fucking scary. Like, da na 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 na, and then that soundtrack is just fucking scary and it's fucking creepy as hell. You hear that soundtrack, that's like stuff a nightmare's made of. And it's like you felt the devil's right in that movie. You hearing that soundtrack. And plus the remake, even though a lot of people hate the remake a lot. A lot of people hate the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. But that soundtrack, you can't deny how good that soundtrack was. That was a remix of the classic soundtrack, but they made it even scary a little bit. The soundtrack. Even though the movie wasn't great, the remake wasn't great. I enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't my least favorite of the Freddy movies. It wasn't my least favorite, but I enjoyed it for what it was, though. I enjoyed it for what it was. I do love the soundtrack a lot in that movie, and I do love the kills in the movie because they did have some creative ways. That's about it. But yeah, so A Nightmare on Elm Street soundtracks are amazing. It's probably like one of the scariest soundtracks in horror history, like the scariest, not the best. Even though these are the best horror soundtracks I'm just saying like I'm pretty much ranking them if you could consider it a ranking, but it's still up there with the best horror soundtracks. Now next we have the Conjuring Universe soundtrack. Even the worst one had a good soundtrack. You can't deny that. Even the first Annabelle had the great soundtrack. It was scary. The soundtrack was. All the soundtrack from all the Conjuring Universe movies were great. Were greatness. I enjoyed those soundtracks. Those soundtracks were actually really, really, really freaking good. And stuff. And that's what made a lot of the Conjuring movies so scary because the soundtrack was creepy as fuck, and the whole fucking movie was creepy. But yeah, because it's soundtracks mainly, and then the plus the jump scare and shit. Yeah. So the Conjuring universe had a really good soundtrack. Next, we have Insidious, the Insidious soundtrack. Now, the Insidious soundtrack is so amazing that it's scary. The soundtrack is scary, like that sound. Scary as shit. The Insidious soundtrack is so fucking scary, and that's why that soundtrack was actually good. And then when I first seen Insidious a long time ago, this used to get me every time when the freaking Insidious pops on there out of nowhere, and then you hear, Insidious has a great soundtrack, without a doubt. Insidious has a great soundtrack. I love the Insidious films, and the jump scares were effective too. Insidious films have great soundtrack, so yeah, love Insidious for making it a good soundtrack. Whoever made the score for those movies are good. They did a good job with it. So yeah, Insidious has some creepy ass soundtracks. Now next we have Child's Play soundtrack. Now, they got different ones that's better than other soundtracks of the movies. The first one, the soundtrack felt creepy as hell. Second one, the soundtrack felt a little creepy, but not too creepy, and stuff. And then the third one, a lot of people might not like that. So, I mean, I love the soundtrack in the third one. Even though the third one ain't my favorite Child's Play movie, I still liked the soundtrack. And Bride of Chucky, love that soundtrack. Seed of Chucky, I actually like that soundtrack, but that's the only good part about the movie. Everything else was just bland and boring and stupid and too over the top. Seed of Chucky was. And Curse of Chucky has good soundtrack, and Cult of Chucky has good soundtrack. So all the whole franchise has a good soundtrack in Chucky. So the thing is, Chucky's never had his own soundtrack, like that one soundtrack like Michael Myers and Freddy has. But Don Mancini, it looks like to me Don Mancini's trying to, looks like to me Don Mancini is trying to have Chucky's own, soundtrack, because it started with Curse, and then you got the same soundtrack from Curse, and then he put it in Cult, but remixed the soundtrack. Same soundtrack, but he remixed it to make it sound a little different, too, with the same soundtrack. So, yeah, that's what I think they're trying to do. Now, and the Chucky has great soundtracks, without a doubt. Now, number one soundtrack is Halloween. Without a doubt, Halloween has the best soundtrack out of all of them. Like, look at this movie, for example. Halloween 2018. What made this movie the best Halloween movie to me was, number one, The Mask. I love the way The Mask looks. And for two, the kills are brutal. For three, had the best horror soundtrack in horror history. 4, Jamie Lee Curtis is back. 5, they took risks. They took a lot of risks. This showed Michael Myers killing a kid, the first kill of the movie that you see. They took risks, just like in 2017 did. So yeah, Michael Myers has the best soundtrack. All the movies have the good soundtrack of Michael Myers, like dun na 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 na. This movie has different soundtracks, but also has the same Michael Myers soundtrack. But a lot of these got remixed. They remixed a lot of the soundtracks to make it even better in this movie. And this movie was phenomenal. So yeah, this is the video of the best horror soundtrack. So if y'all enjoyed this video, I got more videos coming. I stayed up all night. I probably need to take a nap. But yeah, if y'all enjoyed this video, I got a lot of reviews I'm gonna have to do. I got a lot of movies I'm gonna be watching. So yeah, I guess I get right to it after I take a nap. I'll get up, watch that movie Logan. Like that movie Logan with I've never seen that movie yet. I'm gonna watch it. I heard some emotional shit about it, about X-Men and stuff. So I'm gonna watch that movie, and I'm gonna watch Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Then I'm gonna watch Man of Steel. I got a lot of reviews I'm gonna start doing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and please subscribe and share, and also hit the bell so you know new videos uploaded. Peace out. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm out. Peace.